of you. Why, in a few months it'll be up in lights on Broadway. Come, the eighth wonder of the world!
Wild, weird, wonderful, the stuff for which movies were made. Adventure, to make you wonder if it's true, while your eyes convince you that it is. Truly, the thrill of thrills. Don't miss it this time.
Taxi, cab, sir. Yeah, sir. Taxi cab right over here first.
Cab, take first one out. Cab, taxi, mister. Yeah, first cab out. Taxi.
Go. Come on, give us some money. Oh!
Hey, Tom.
Don't, Jerry. Oh.
In the good book say that King slew Abel.
Yes, good Lord.
He hit him on the head with the leg of a table.
Yes, good Lord.
Didn't Daniel in the lion's den?
What'd he do?
He said unto those colored men,
What'd he say?
you all want to get to heaven,
Sure.
then cut out your crap shooting and get on your long white robe and your starry crown. Be ready when the great day comes. Good Lord, I'm
Ready, indeed, I'm ready. Oh, good Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes. Oh, glory, hallelujah. Ready, indeed, I'm ready. Oh, good Lord, I'll be ready when the great day comes. The great day comes.
But I'm just another trouble. You told me not to come on the boat.
Good night, kid.
Good night.
Ah, that's what everybody thinks who's never been there.
Skipper, believe it or not, there's a little calm. What?
A little... How little?
Look! The treasure! The treasure of the island!
This way!
I'm gonna do that the entire episode.
And you couldn't hear me. Good evening, goblins and ghouls, and welcome to the Friday Night Scream
From the
Stream.
top.
From the top. Good, yeah, thank you, S-Sync. Good evening, goblins and ghouls. Welcome to the Friday Night Scream Stream. I'm your host, Spakenstein, joined as always by my very good friends, Mr. Evan Sink.
Good evening.
And Mr. Fresh Rogan.
Oh my God.
Just loafed it, dude. Just right out of the gate. Just no audio. Just loafed it so hard. What are you doing?
Oh man.
I know. It's
Yo,
sad.
Fresh,
sad,
you doing
man.
okay over there?
Yeah, you all right?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
We're doing
We're
terrific. I hope everybody out there is doing terrific tonight. Friday, we all made it. Another night to kick back, relax with some public domain horror. So you made it. We're here. Just, take a minute to deep breath in.
Just let it sink in.
Let it sink in.
It's Friday. It's okay.
You're safe
Work
now.
can't hurt you now.
It can't. This is a safe place. We're the comfort and warmth of some of the good old fashioned horror that the public domain has to provide. So if anything's kind of freaking you out right now, don't worry, this movie will just freak you out more. So there you go, Fresh. There's if you're already feeling a little overwhelmed, then I'm just gonna go ahead and warn you about tonight's film. Because it might be overwhelming. Tonight we are watching The Most Dangerous Game from 1932. And this is one of the few studio films that we've gotten the chance to watch on this show that has lapsed in the public domain. And it is an adaptation of a really famous short story, basically about people hunting people.
We got a manhunt.
We got a manhunt tonight. It's going down. And not only do we have a manhunt, but we've got some really classic classic pre-code horror movie villains, classic pre-code horror movie scantily clad leads running around the jungle. This is very much like an action adventure kind of horror film. It's made by the same people who made King Kong, which came out the year after, but this was shot, The Most Dangerous Game was shot at the same time as King Kong.
Does this have any of the claymation?
Unfortunately not. I don't believe
so.
so.
The hunter isn't just like made of clay for some reason.
And that's why this movie got out sooner, was because they didn't have all those crazy special effects that they had to take forever.
You have to.
They decide to turn the hounds. They're like, we got to do the hounds claymation. It's the only way that it works. Because this short story was also published under the title The Hounds of Zaroff. And Zaroff is our manhunter. And it is, he's your classic villain. So it's a lot of fun, and this benefits from a big budget and very talented cast and crew. So tonight's movie really is a treat. I mean, it's pre-code horror from a big studio.
So anything goes.
Who
knows what we're getting into?
Who knows? But yeah, it's and I haven't seen this, so it might freak you out fresh. So I hope that's prepped you a little bit. That little rundown.
I'm doing pretty good.
Fresh, how clammy is your skin right now?
I couldn't tell you.
Are you sweating?
Couldn't tell you.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually we're feeling it through the internet right now. We're feeling what he's feling. That's
Oh man, you're feeling what I'm feeling.
We are feeling it, Mr.
I'm feeling
Krabs.
something.
We're feeling those vibes are transferring through to our side. So yeah, yeah. you and I know you felt that. I definitely felt that. So
felt that right here.
Right. Deep in here. But yeah, so tonight's movies should be a lot of fun. As always, Evan brings us a wonderful cocktail to pair with the evening's film in a little segment which we call...
What were you drinking?
What are we drinking tonight, Evan?
Tonight we are drinking...
nothing, I'm just...
And tonight's drink is called the Elephant Gun.
Whoa.
So... it sounds like it might pack a punch, but it's actually just some whiskey, some pineapple juice, a dash of lemon juice, and a little bit of sugar. So this is basically it's a whiskey sour with pineapple juice. So it was kind of a tropical whiskey sour. Should be pretty interesting.
I think it's appropriate. We're going to be in a jungle setting tonight, so it's a tropical is pretty close.
Yeah,
I think it fits the vibe.
I haven't seen this movie, so I don't know what our villain kind of looks like, but I am envisioning him like the guy from Jumanji, maybe.
Yeah. Oh my god.
The guy from Tarzan, maybe.
Yep.
They feel like they would have an elephant gun.
Yeah, like dressed in khaki and like an ascot.
Yeah,
or The Rock in every The Rock movie.
Right,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, he's definitely carrying an elephant gun on him. You know he's got that elephant gun on him.
He keeps that thing on him.
He does. Yeah, I mean it's simple for such a big name, but I like it. It
smells like pineapple.
It smells like pineapple. So it should be pretty good.
We'll give this a try.
All right.
Cheers to everybody at home. The Elephant Gun.
Whoa. That is good.
That's really good. That's really good.
Wow. I just kind of held it. I just kind of held it for a little bit. It was like, all right, let me just let this taste in, see where it's going. And it's just boom.
Yeah.
Really good. The whiskey mixes really well with the pineapple juice, and that sugar gives it a nice,
it evens it out.
Smooth.
It's smooth. It's not
And even now I'm getting some like that little tingle of alcohol. Nothing too crazy.
Feels tropical, man. Feels like I'm under a cabana somewhere.
This feels like a drink that I would want to have before I got shipped off to some remote island and a big game hunter said,
chased
all
you
right,
through the jungle.
You have 24 hours, and if you survive, then you get $1 million. But if you don't, then your head goes in my trophy room. And at that point, I don't know. I think I would just maybe I could try to swim away.
Okay.
He's probably got sharks or something. There's
You can't
train
swim.
Sharks.
Well, yeah, I think you could train sharks. I absolutely do.
It's like a math problem. Like in this scenario, assume you can't swim.
Well, then you're fucked.
Assume there's no friction.
Well, that drink is delicious. Gonna be very nice to chill on that. Get us in that tropical state of mind. I mean, I think it's essentially tropical. We'll give it that designation. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen this either. So but we have all read the story. Well, I say we have all. And when I say that, I know maybe some of the audience out there hasn't seen it or read the story. But for me and Fresh and Evan, it was assigned reading at one point in our lives. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Definitely read it.
Fresh definitely read it. Evan, I don't know about.
I read it.
I'm pretty sure I read it.
I think we
It's
had
been
to
a
read it
long
in
time
class.
ago.
I think we had to read it in class.
Yeah.
Like during class we were reading it, and it was like, I had heard of the movie, but I never said it. Yep, you definitely read it as Sync. This is a very classic story, and it's inspired a lot of adaptations. Tonight's movie is the first adaptation, but there are almost a dozen, and definitely many homages. But later on, we'll get to see some trailers for some variations on the story, The Most Dangerous Game. But again, tonight's the first adaptation, and this comes from a major studio, RKO Radio Pictures. And like I said, we've only seen 2 other studio films on the show so far. We saw a couple seasons ago, we saw The Gorilla, which was a 20th Century Fox film. And that's very much a B movie, right? Like 100% a B movie, late 30s, Ritz Brothers, a Ritz Brothers joint, 100% all through and through, a Ritz Brothers joint. And the other one that we saw was Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was obviously a silent movie. So that, it was a very lavish production. I don't know if you guys remember, there's a lot of extras and a lot of big sets.
It was very big.
It was definitely big, and that was by Universal. But at this time, there were 5 major. There were considered to be the big 5 studios, the 5 major studios. Universal was not part of the 5 majors. They were considered one of the 3 minor studios. And it was all because of, back in those days, all the studios owned movie theater chains. So the big 5 owned the most chains, and then the smaller ones like Universal didn't own theaters. And Universal didn't own as many theaters. Their chain was smaller. And so they were never considered a major studio, even though they definitely were making the best horror movies at this time. Tonight's film comes out in 1932. Universal had already done
So
Dracula and Frankenstein. So,
like when you own enough, theaters, like you go get a chain and wear that around town to let everybody know.
Yeah.
that's the only way that they know. And it's if you don't, then you're not technically considered.
And it's all about whoever has the bigger chain has
Right,
the more money.
right.
You get the big gold chain, and then in diamond studs it says Mr. Cinema, and that's how everybody knows that you're Mr. Cinema in town.
That's what made you a mogul back then.
I see.
Yeah, that's only very few people were actually moguls, and not muggles, moguls. And that was how you decided who was a mogul and who wasn't. It was, how big was your chain, how elaborate, and very.
You got to get the Jesus piece so they know you own at least 100 theaters.
Oh yeah, I mean it's definitely it was a weird system back then. I mean, it was essentially, I mean, obviously later on there was a whole antitrust suit which the studios then had to give up their movie theater chains, and that's what ended.
So you couldn't make movies and then own the theaters too,
right? Yeah, that was an antitrust lawsuit in the late 40s, which kind of ended the golden age of Hollywood, more or less. Kind of led to its downfall, but at this time, especially with the advent of sound, this is like the golden age, and RKO was considered one of the big companies. So tonight's movie has a really high production values compared to like the Poverty Row movies that we've seen and even the other pre-code horror movies that we've seen. This is there's very skilled technicians who worked on this film. The composer did like the scores for some of the most iconic movies of all time, Gone with the Wind, Casablanca. And that was his favorite motif to use.
It was his signature motif.
Right. It was his signature motif.
The like safe falling on somebody.
Mm-hmm. He considered that to be an emotional high, every emotional high point of the film. That was his motif of choice. Max Steiner is his name, and he loved that sound. But no, so I think you guys will notice like a difference in the quality of tonight's film, and again, it's made by the same people who made King Kong, and so same cast, it's got the same leading lady, one of the same like main actors, but not the lead, and it's definitely an action adventure film. So I'm excited for it. It should be a lot of fun. Anything before we get into it tonight, boys?
Oh man.
Oh man, indeed.
What level are you on now, Fresh?
I'm in square brackets 8.
I'm in like an approximal of a quadrant.
I'm just sitting over here catty corner to you.
Are you sure it's catty cornered? Are you sure it's not sideways? Terrific. All right. Well, I think Fresh, if you have it queued up.
Oh jeez. Oh man, hang on now.
Really hate to put you on the spot like this, but
where do I go to get this thing?
How do I work this computer?
I think I'm on Netflix.
Is it on Vudu or what?
You got to go to Mubi. You got to go to Mubi.
All right, I'm starting my computer up right now. It's going to take about 15 minutes.
It's just got to update really quick.
Oh yeah, that's okay. Don't worry. We practice on Wednesday our soft shoot.
Okay, quick, keep the show going, quick.
Got to keep it running. All right. Well, Fresh, if you don't mind, then we're just gonna go ahead and get started without you. We're just gonna skip right ahead.
Oh, hang on. I got it. My food's here.
Wow, Fresh, didn't know Fresh was such a diva. I mean, diva, or he's just, he's really, really feeling it right now. I think he's really feeling it.
I think I'm ready. I think I got it. So the thing is like it's spinning, but I think I got it.
All right. Well, if it keeps spinning, then then you're gonna have to. You might as well just give up and start playing the snake game. They still have that. Didn't they used to have that on YouTube, where you could
play Snake.
Yeah.
That was a thing.
You remember that? Is that still a thing? See, Fresh.
Oh wait, let me find out.
Yeah, let's find out. Somebody cut the
I feel like Fresh would know. I don't remember what the hack was, but I do remember that used to be a thing. All right. Well, Fresh, if you
There was like a certain way you had to do it.
Yeah, there was some kind of what is it? Freaking
Yeah, it was like it was something to do with like the pixels or something.
Exactly, the pixels.
It's hidden in one of the pixels.
Wow. All right, Fresh, if you have it queued up.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
All right, then we're gonna get into the exciting beginning of the most dangerous game right now. This is RKO. Like it's kind of an iconic image of this radio tower on the
that they planned to build, but they never built it.
Right.
This
Yeah, they murdered Tesla before he could build that.
Yeah, before Tesla could build his super radio tower. Like goes out way into space. Would you guys have such a dramatic door knocker?
Absolutely. Yeah.
If you saw a door knocker like that, would you only do it once? Like, would you just go tick?
Yeah, I'd do it just like that. Ding. All right, let me wait a minute.
This is how you knock, right?
Yeah, this is how you
I
knock
don't
on the door.
want to
They're
bother.
gonna know you're there. This is like if you're a door-to-door salesman and your quota is how many customers you went to instead of how many you sold to.
Such dramatic opening credits. That's what I'm saying. You can already tell.
We don't usually get such dramatic opening credits.
No, we do not.
The players.
The players. It's only a model.
Yo, is that the desert?
Yep. Can't you see the shimmering heat?
It's like a mirage. It's like a mirage.
Right.
Oh, it's like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, that's right.
8 bells and alls as well.
Channels here on the chart, all right. And so are the marking lights.
Then what's wrong with them?
Those lights don't seem to be in just the right place. They're both a bit out of position, according to this.
2 light buoys mean a safe channel between the world over.
Safe between the world over doesn't go in these waters. Look here.
This
You'll
is a
see
part of
the water shoals on the island side, while the deep soundings run
This
to
is the world under.
Whoa.
Have any of you seen the captain today? No, he wasn't down for dinner.
We're in the
he wasn't down for lunch.
Australia.
He hasn't left the bridge since you decided to come through the channel.
Down.
What are you driving?
Ever since you gave him those orders yesterday to cut through these waters, he's had the jitters. There's something wrong. I'm getting nerves myself.
Is that David Lynch?
Doc, what do you recommend for nerves?
Give him a shot of scotch. Blood.
Give him the whole bottle.
No, I've got nerves too. Here you are, Doc.
Can I make
Just
you a
what
drink?
you need.
For your nerves.
Well, maybe you're right.
Just a
Good
quick
evening,
shot
Captain.
of cough.
Good evening, sir. May I speak with you? Why, certainly. Go ahead.
How many times
heading
have I
straight
told
to
you
the
not to
channel
take the
between
whiskey
Blank
out of
Island
my
and the mainland.
quarters?
Good. But the lights are just a bit off, according to the chart.
But charts are never up to date in this part of the Pacific. You know that.
I know, sir, but doesn't Brank Island mean anything to you?
Corporate red tape
Not a
again.
lot.
Well, perhaps if I could talk
It's
with Mr.
never
Rainsford,
right.
he-
But Bob's
We should
not
just
a
go
sailor,
forward
he's a hunter.
anyway.
He's made many of these trips. He's young, but he has judgment. I'll call him. Oh, Bob. Bob. What is it? Come up here, will you?
Oh, Bob.
Just a minute.
What's bothering you, Captain?
What are
There
you
no
doing
more
down there,
coral
Bob? Why
reef,
are you being so
shark-infested waters in
antisocial?
the whole world than these.
Boy, just take a look at these. You didn't turn out so hot as a hunter, Doc, but oh, what a photographer. Say, if we'd had you to take pictures on the Sumatran trip, you might have believed my book.
If you'd had me on the Sumatran trip, you'd never had me on this one.
Say, here's the swell one of the ship, Skipper. What's the matter?
These old sea dogs tell yarns to kid each other and end up believing it all themselves.
He's
Well, I
playing
think that Mr.
solitaire.
Rainsford should
What a
know
loser.
that the channel lights aren't just in the position given on the chart.
Loser.
Wow, what do you think, fellas?
Yeah, that's
I
right.
think
I
you should
said
turn
it.
back and take the outside course.
Oh,
I'm taking a hard stance on this. You play solitaire,
You go
you
ahead.
fucking suck.
He's
well,
got a
sir.
bone to pick with all you
It's your
solitaire
ship.
players out there.
Yeah.
It was the schooner Hesperus, and she sailed the wintry sea.
Now, wait a minute, fellas. Let's talk this over. There's no use taking any chances.
Chances? That's fine talk coming from a fellow who just got through slapping tigers in the face. Here, get a knife of this.
And he talks about taking chances.
Here's the
Well,
Doc charging the enemy with
great.
an unloaded camera. Get the expression on Doc's face, Bill.
He looks more frightened than the tiger.
He is.
Just what you have on your mind, Doc.
He looks more frightened than the tiger.
I was thinking of the inconsistency of civilization. The beast of the jungle, killing just for his existence, is called savage. The man, killing just for sport, is called civilized.
Yeah.
It's a bit contradictory, isn't it?
Now, just a minute.
Really makes
What
you
makes
think,
you think it
doesn't
isn't just as much sport for the animal as it is for the man? I'll take that
Yeah,
fellow right there.
I love like
There never was
trying
a
to
time
not
when he
get
couldn't have
killed.
gotten away. But he didn't want
That's
to.
my favorite
He
part
got
of
interested
being
in
a
hunting
human
me.
being.
He didn't hate me for stalking
Trying
him.
day in and day
More than
out
I hated
not
him
to
for trying
die.
to charge me. As a matter of fact, we admired each other.
Perhaps. But would you change places with the tiger?
Well, not now.
Here comes that bad luck lady again. Third time tonight.
The Queen of Spades.
Here, let me shuffle him.
Yeah, wait a minute. Don't evade the issue.
Yes, come speak up.
Yeah, I asked you a question.
Yes.
You did?
Oh, I
You
forgot.
play solitaire
no,
with
you
a full
didn't.
deck.
I asked you if there'd be as much sport in the game if you were the
Why is
tiger
he
instead of the
surprised
hunter.
about seeing the same card
Well, that's
3
something I'll
times?
never have to decide.
Do you think
Listen
that
here, you fellas. This
nobody
world's
else
divided
wanted
into
to play
two kinds
cards
of
with this
people,
guy,
the hunter
or
and the
he
hunted.
just wanted to
Luckily,
play cards
I'm a
by
hunter.
himself?
Nothing can ever change that.
Nobody wants to play.
He's
Wow.
like passive aggressively playing solitaire in front of everybody because nobody will play with him.
Oh shit.
Hello down there. Hello, engine room. The dynamo's flooded.
The water up
Wow.
against those hot boilers.
Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh, I like that. Holy shit.
Jeez, whoa.
Whoa.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
so much for the boat.
Dang. Dang.
Oh, the humanity.
Oh, now he's gonna get to switch places with the lion.
Yep.
The tiger.
He's gonna learn his lesson. Oh my god.
Look at that. It's called 5 shadowing.
That's even more than foreshadowing.
Yeah, it's like an extra level.
Holy shit. All the way
Where are the
down.
others? See anybody? Nobody left but us two and that fella.
That feller.
Uh-oh.
Oh shit.
Look! Sharks!
Got some shark action. Oh my god!
Oh! He got
Wow, there was blood coming off of that shark. That was very good.
Wait, did the boat sink?
No. It's part submarine.
Wait.
Yeah, no, it's definitely.
It crashed, exploded, and then sank.
Yeah. Way more dramatic than Titanic sank. They didn't have tiny little doors. They actually had big things you could float on. Make it to shore and
yeah, that James Cameron really should have had an explosion in the Titanic. Like that would have really sold it.
And then a transformer should have shown up.
Yeah.
Try to save the day.
Yeah. That's how they got off of that door.
It's not that bad of a swim. Yeah, Evan, you get called out. You haven't even seen it.
Oh,
you don't even know.
Oh, I didn't. Well, somebody tell me. Is there an explosion in Titanic?
You'll have to watch both VHS tapes and figure it out.
So long. Yeah, that's how I had to learn, but I can't even remember. It's so much happening in that part of the movie.
Yo, they had sex in like a car.
Right. Yep, and then the ship sinks. It was all their fault.
Worth it, dude.
Not creepy at all. It was steamy, and then everyone died. Yep, that pretty much sums it up. That's right, Essing.
It was steamy. Hey, at least they didn't have to answer for why there were handprints on that car.
Right.
They got out of it. Yeah.
Yep. Owner died.
The silver lining.
Yeah, you don't have to be responsible if you just die.
You can just use other people's shit. They're dead. They don't care. You're gonna die. It doesn't matter to them. God, it's such an elaborate set.
Oh,
Anybody here?
I want a house like this.
Anybody around, I say? Oh, hello. Is this your house? I'm not trying to break in, but I've been in a wreck. Our yacht just sunk with all hands. I got ashore and found your place here by accident.
Skeptical face.
I'm not trying to intrude, but I'm in sort of a jam.
Is that what you'd call it?
Don't you understand any English?
Ivan does not speak any language. He has the misfortune to be dumb.
Oh, hello. Are you the owner here?
Yes.
To be dumb.
Welcome to my poor fortress.
Fortress?
It once was, built by the Portuguese centuries ago. I have had the ruins restored to make my home here. I am Count Zaroff.
My name's Robert Rainsford. Glad to meet you. Very glad.
Yeah, Ivan is a Cossack. I am
The
afraid, like all
actor
my fellow
playing
countrymen,
Ivan is a
he
man
bit of
named
a
Noble
savage.
Johnson. He's actually a black man, and he's in whiteface right now, playing a Russian.
I was trying to make him understand there'd been a shipwreck in the channel.
Sure.
That's a really big cigarette.
But how appalling. And you mean to say that you were the only survivor?
Yes. I'm afraid I
Hey,
am.
you're scaring me with that ash. I need to walk over here.
You're certain?
The misfortune of being dumb.
Never left the spot if I hadn't been. The swellest crowd on earth. My best
The
friend.
spot if I.
It's incredible.
had been.
Such things are
He's
always
listening to
incredible.
Spotify.
Death is for others, not for ourselves. That is how most of my other guests have felt.
Your other guests? You mean this has happened before?
My dear fellow, we have several survivors from the last wreck still in the house. It would seem that this island were cursed.
That's what the captain said. Only he thought it was uninhabited.
We Cossacks find our inspiration in solitude.
Well, it's a break for me anyway.
My house is yours, sir. Oh, by the way, you want to change those wet rags immediately.
Yes. They look about the way I feel.
Yes. I have some loose hunting clothes which I keep for my guests that you can possibly get into. Od vidi Ivov krajnyu komnatu. Ivan will show you to your room.
Thank you.
Is he just speaking?
You'll find a stiff drink
fake
there
Russian?
also.
Thanks a lot.
Rashu, all pleasure is mine.
All right. Damn, I thought that was a little picture. I didn't realize it was a huge tapestry. Bro, did you see that sick tapestry he had on the wall? Oh my god, it was tripping me out so hard, dude.
Come in.
Ready, Rainsford?
All set.
Are these loose hunting clothes?
I'm afraid we have finished dinner, but I
Loose
have
hunting
ordered
clothes.
something for you.
Thanks. I don't feel like eating.
Oh, dear, dear. Well, perhaps later. Now then, what do you say to coffee and most charming company?
And most charming company.
It's hard to forget your comrade's fate, I know, but our feminine guest is easily perturbed. If I could beg you to put a good face upon the matter, assume a cheerfulness you may not feel.
Why, sure, of course.
Thank you.
Smile, smile.
Miss Trowbridge, may I present Mr. Robert Rainsford, Miss Eve Trowbridge,
How'd you do?
How do you do?
and her brother, Mr. Martin Trowbridge.
How are you, old chap? Pretty well shaken up, I guess, huh?
Both of these actors
We know
were
just how it
acting in
feels.
King Kong at the
Don't we?
same time
Indeed,
as
we
this.
do. Perhaps Mr. Rainsford would like some hot coffee.
Oh, yes, of course. Mr. Rainsford, please sit here.
Oh, thank you.
Daigostu coffee vodka.
Vodka, that's the stuff.
He's
One
definitely
shot'll dry
making
out
this
quicker
up.
than all the coffee in Java. Have to toss it off, though, like this.
Now, Martin, you don't have to drink it all tonight, do you?
Don't be ridiculous, sis. We are victims of circumstance. Same as
Yep.
Mr. Rainsford.
That's right.
And if
That's
anyone
the-
has a right to his liquor, it's a victim of circumstance.
That's what I
Isn't
said
that
all
so,
through the
Count?
pandemic. I said,
You're in
I'm
the
a
shipwrecked
victim of
too, I understand.
circumstance.
Yes.
It's all right if
Our
I want
lifeboat
to drink
was
as
the
much
only
as
one
I
saved.
want to.
My brother and
We're
I
all
and
just
two
victims of
sailors.
circumstance.
The Count found us on the beach with nothing but the clothes on our backs.
Now, can I make you
Channel
a
lights
drink?
must have been shooting. I wonder it hasn't been reported.
Well, we'll report him just as soon as we get back to the mainland.
You see, the Count has only one launch, and that's under repair.
Russians are not the best mechanics.
No,
I'm afraid we'll
no,
have to be
that,
patient
that's
a few
held
days
up.
longer.
That's still held up to this
So I
day.
would be. I feel as if I were living on borrowed time right now.
They're terrible
Well,
mechanics.
speaking of that, perhaps now you'll tell us a little bit about who you are. Just sketchily, you know. Born, married, why I left my last job.
No. One moment,
Exposition,
please.
exposition.
Mr. Rainsford need never explain who he is in my house.
No?
No, we entertain a celebrity, Miss Trowbridge.
Wait a minute. Don't tell me. Let me guess. I know. Flagpole sitter.
I know, he wrote some books.
No, he lived some books. If I am not mistaken, this is Mr. Robert Rainsford, who hunts big game so adventurously.
Yeah? Yes, do you?
I've lugged the gun around a little.
I've lugged the gun around a little. No, I have read your books. I read all books on hunting. Papyrus?
Well, that's a good mocking.
Only in yours have I found a sane point of view.
What do you mean, sane?
Cigarette?
Yeah, thanks.
You do not excuse what needs no excuse.
I love
Now,
that
let
little
me see, how did you
business.
put it? Hunting is as much a game as stud poker, only the limits are higher. You have put our case perfectly, Mr. Rainsford.
Card motif going on here.
You're a hunter yourself.
We are kindred spirits. It is my
Yeah, it's
one
like they're about to
passion.
play a game.
He sleeps all day and
just
hunts
wait,
all night.
Fresh.
And what's more, Rainsford, he'll have you doing the same thing.
We'll have capital sport together, I hope.
Don't encourage him. You know, he's had our 2 sailors so busy chasing around the woods after flora and fauna that we haven't seen him for 3 days.
But what do you hunt here?
I'll tell you. You will be amused, I know. I have done a rare thing.
Love it.
I have invented a new sensation.
Yeah, and is he stingy with it?
What is this sensation, Count?
Yep.
Mr. Rainsford.
That's where they got it.
God made some men poets. Some he made kings, some beggars. Me he made a hunter. My hand was made for the trigger, my father told me. He was a very rich man with 250,000 acres in the Crimea and an ardent sportsman. When I was only stirrup high, he gave me my first gun.
Good for him.
My life has been one glorious hunt. It would be impossible for me to tell you how many animals I have killed. But when the revolution flamed up...
Look out.
Victory stop!
Why'd she do
Oh, I'm so sorry. Count Zaroff was so interesting, I didn't realize the danger.
Danger!
Oh, it's all right now.
Wink.
What were you saying about the revolution, Count?
Oh, merely that I escaped with most of my fortune. Naturally, I continued to hunt all over the world. It was in Africa that the Cape Buffalo gave me this.
That must have been a close call.
Yes, it still bothers me sometimes. However, in 2 months I was on my way to the Amazon. I'd heard that the jaguars there were unusually cunning. No sport at all.
So I believe in
Well,
World War
conditions are bad
I, one
everywhere
side
these
of this guy who's playing
night as I
Zaroff's
lay in my
face,
tent with
one
this-
side of his face is paralyzed.
Head of mine.
It was paralyzed in
A
some kind
terrible
of
thought
accident in
crept
World
like
War
a
I.
snake into my brain.
Leslie Banks
Hunting
is
was
the actor's
beginning
name.
to bore
This is
me.
actually his film debut.
Is that such a terrible thought,
He's
Count?
chewing up
It
the
is, my
scenery
dear
big
lady,
time.
when hunting has been the whip for all other passions. When I lost my love of hunting, I lost my love of life. Of love.
Well, you seem to have stood it pretty well.
I even tried to sink myself to the level of the savage. I made myself perfect in the use of the Tartar war bow.
Tartar what?
Tartar war bow. That one up there.
Whoa.
That's cute.
Even to this day, I prefer
Cute,
to hunt with
cute.
it. But alas, even that was too deadly. What I needed was not a new weapon, but a new animal.
A new animal?
Exactly so.
So,
You found one?
Yes. Here on my island, I hunt the most dangerous game.
and that is gonna take us to our first break.
He said it.
He said it. He did say it. There it is. He we don't get that often on this show, but I love if you can get it in the first act. You can say the title, and we know that we're, you're planning on delivering down the road. You're setting us up for it
They
appropriately.
should have dropped the title card right then.
Yeah, they should have gone into some kind of montage, some kind of big.
This was all just a
opulent-
credit sequence.
Yeah. This is just the opening credit.
Yeah, what we saw was
Cold
the
open to this movie.
pre-credits. They were waiting to drop it. That was all an opening sequence. Yeah, what do we think so far?
I like this villain. He's really hamming it up.
Yeah, it's crazy. This is his first movie. This is his film debut. I think he had spent a lot of time on the stage, but this is his first film.
He's ripping it up.
He is. He's definitely, he's trying to hold some kind of candle to Karloff and Lugosi and some of these other. I mean, again, we are, this is only the year after Dracula and Frankenstein. So, you only had a few of the studios trying to do horror things. And
did this guy go on to do other stuff?
He was, I think, British, and he spent some time bouncing between Hollywood and England. I think in England he did one kind of horror movie, but other than that, I think he played a lot of villains, but not too many horror movies, unfortunately. And yeah, the lead actor who's playing Rainsford, Joel McCrea, this is his only horror movie. He mostly did westerns and comedies. He was a leading man. He's a pretty solid actor. And then our female lead, yes, you're fresh. You're right. Hollywood and Hollywood. It is.
Yeah, those two
he bounced.
scenes.
Yeah, that's what he was bound. The two worlds that he lived in. But the only person with a horror cred at this time was Fay Wray, who's playing this character Eve, who's not in the original short story. There's no female presence in the original short story at all. So this is a character created specifically for the movie. And again, Fay Wray was also acting in King Kong at the time. She is the blonde actress that Kong has an infatuation with. And she was wearing a blonde wig there. Here is her natural hair color, but she had done Dr. X at Warner Brothers the year before this, or maybe it came out this same year with Lionel Atwell, who we've seen a couple times on the show. And she did Mystery at the Wax Museum with Warner Brothers, that's another kind of great. They're both color horror movies from 1932 and 33, and they're a lot of fun. And she's pretty good. She's a good actress, But of course, King Kong is her big role, and the guys who produced and directed this film were the masterminds behind King Kong. Maren C. Cooper and Ernest Schoedsack. These guys were basically explorers themselves. Like, this movie's kind of autobiographical in the sense that, like, these guys had both served in World War I, and I think Cooper was a pilot, and Schoedsack was a cameraman. And they got together after the war and made a documentary, or made like a few documentaries. And then Cooper got hired at RKO as an executive assistant, and ended up pitching the idea for King Kong, and they loved it. So at the same time that they started working on King Kong, they were making this film. And so again, that's why they repurposed actors, repurposed crew, and pretty smart of them to do that. You already got it.
Keep your stable.
You keep it stable. And again, like, Kong took a whole other year to come out because they had to do all of the stop motion effects. But so it was good that they went ahead and got another movie to churn out. And I mean, these guys, again, King Kong was a massive hit, and they released the sequel the same year that King Kong came out, Son of Kong, which we saw both trailers in our pre-roll. And Son of Kong is more a comedy. It's not really like a horror film, and the Son of Kong is like kind of a goofy. He's like a good guy. Like, he's not like running around killing. I don't know. I haven't seen it. It's like very short. Hey, Sweet Beat's in the house.
You got caught cooking. You know how you saying? I've been busy.
Yep, busy. Yep, that's what it. Yep, you know what he means. That's right, Sweet Beat. Very incredibly based. But yeah. So again, yeah, that's right. Just a beat, Sweet Feet. So both these guys, though, partnered together and they made like 8 films together, I think, total. But Marion C. Cooper went on to actually, he was the head of production at RKO for like a year after King Kong came out. Like the head of production left to go found his own independent studio and make Gone with the Wind, and was incredibly successful. But then Marion C. Cooper ran RKO and then ended up partnering with John Ford, the Western director who made a bunch of John Wayne movies that were really popular. And so we're going to see a trailer at this break for a movie that John Ford produced that has the same Kong team of Cooper and Schoedsack, and it's called Mighty Joe Young. And so they remade it in like the 90s, I think. I can't remember who all it's got in it, but the original came out in 1949, and it's essentially kind of a riff on Kong, but you've got some cowboys, and it's more like bringing the gorilla to Hollywood as opposed to New York. I think they bring it to some nightclub as a nightclub act and it just, but it's more of a kind of a family friendly thing. But John Ford produced that, which I did not know. John Ford's like Oscar-winning director, very acclaimed, but he produced Mighty Joe Young, which is it's an all right movie. I've seen it before. I caught it on Svengoolie one time. I had fun. Shout out Svengoolie. Credit where credit's due. The other trailer that we're going to see is for a movie that was I think it was just directed by Schoedsack. I don't think Marion C. Cooper was involved, and it's called Dr. Cyclops. And it is a color horror movie from 1940, and it's pretty wild. I mean, it was a precursor to the 1950s sci-fi films of like shrinking people, which was basically a subgenre in the mid 50s, starting with The Incredible Shrinking Man. It just became a thing that people either shrunk or got incredibly large. And Dr. Cyclops was 15 years before those movies, but I don't think it did really well at the box office, but it's got some cool special effects, and you'll see in the trailer, like it is like you see this bit where this mad scientist is holding a shrunken character in his hand. So like you see him, you see his hand, you see this live person in his hand, right? So you're like, how are they like, but you start to realize it's a fake hand. It's like a giant, the same thing they did for King Kong. You make a giant fake hand that's got some kind of puppet movement to it. But I honestly barely noticed the difference between the puppet hand and the real human hand here. Like it's actually a pretty solid effect. So we're going to see these 2 trailers from the masterminds behind tonight's film and also King Kong. And then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting middle of The Most Dangerous Game. So stick around. We'll be right back.
Crocodile becomes as huge as a prehistoric monster. A rifle as unwieldy as a siege gun. A terrifying black cat whose jaws mean death. A dog looms larger than an elephant. Death in the hands of a ruthless monster.
What are you going to do?
As you and your fellows develop toward normal size, you will again interfere with my work. And that is something which I cannot permit.
Here's the kind of movie you're waiting to see as John Ford and Miriam C. Cooper present Mighty Joe Young, whose sensational exploits will startle you, thrill you, electrify you with hair-raising excitement and suspense. See Mighty Joe Young as he savagely resists capture in his native Africa.
Joe!
See the most fantastic relationship between beast and beauty, a mere girl mastering a primitive giant. See Mighty Joe Young, enraged by Hollywood pranksters, destroy Filmland's swankiest nightclub on a fabulous Sunset Strip.
Mighty Joe Young, the picture that's alive with the most sensational action thrills ever filmed. Mightier than King Kong, Mighty Joe Young.
Alive.
And we are back. Well, 2 out of 3 of us are back. Evan's getting ice, so he will.
Well, I've been back.
He'll be
been
back.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, you have been back. But now we're kind of back. And yeah, so that was the trailer for Dr. Cyclops and Mighty Joe Young. And Sweet Feet, that hand looked pretty crazy. I definitely they're using like rear projection there. I think. I mean, maybe they're doing some perspective work.
That's not what they're doing. That's not what they're doing.
I don't know. It is a wild movie. I think
got some handwork.
We got some handwork. I think I caught it on TV, like on Turner Classic Movies, when I was like probably in like middle school at some point. Like woke up early and it was on, and I was like, "Whoa, okay, that's like." This is actually an interesting movie, and I'd never heard of it before. And it's good. The mad scientist is a pretty good mad scientist. He gets after it, and that was actually their thing. Their foray was big special effects, really actiony plots, kind of people in trouble trying to get out of a jam, or again, like King Kong essentially started the giant monster genre, right? Like, I mean, you did kind of have some stop motion. There's a movie called The Lost World, which I think came out in 1925, that had like stop motion dinosaurs.
Was it
and
before
I believe
Godzilla? King Kong predicted?
Godzilla was 50.
Oh yeah,
50 something.
Yeah,
after World War II, after the bomb had been dropped. So yeah, I mean, King Kong really did kind of start the subgenre.
What an idea. What if we took this thing and we made it huge?
Make it huge. People would scare the crap out of everybody. But in Mighty Joe Young, that's obviously not what he's doing. He is not a scary monster. It's just Mighty Joe Young is just He's just a giant gorilla that's like nice to people unless you're a dick to him, and then he's gonna get mad. But he's good. Just like Son of Kong, it's like
he's like Paddington Bear if he could rip you limb from limb.
Right. He has that ability. He has that power. So yeah, we one thing that I haven't mentioned, the other guy who's been playing the drunk guy so far, his name's Robert Armstrong. He's in all 3 of those Kong movies. Or I mean, if you call Mighty Joe Young a Kong movie, but he's also in King Kong and Son of Kong. I think he plays the same role. Carl Denham, the filmmaker, who is like decides to make the movie about Kong, and he actually that character is based on Marion C. Cooper. You know, he's a director and he's an explorer, and he wants to go and shoot these movies out on location. And that's the role that in the Peter Jackson version of King Kong that was played by Jack Black. So for all of you fans of the most, I guess that's the most recent version of like King Kong. I mean, I know they've had the other Kong movies recently, Kong Skull Island and some other stuff, but in terms of the remake of the original, that's the most recent one. There was another one in the 70s. And there's like a bit where people thought maybe King Kong was public domain. Like there's kind of some murky copyright stuff with King Kong, but it's not, the movie's not public domain. Trust me, I'm not gonna test that. I don't need those
one way
problems.
to find out.
No, I don't need those problems. I'm happy enough to show this film again on the same sets as King Kong, the jungle sets. This castle, I don't know where it's coming from, but it looks beautiful. Like when they had that wide shot of the stairs, there's a giant light on the other side of that set that is just blasting out and creating this amazing, I don't know what to call it. It's just, again, this is a big budget, big studio movie. So I'm appreciating it. It's, again, we're not in Poverty Row with the same bush set that they use in all 10 of them that we've seen so far. So it's nice. It really is nice.
Yeah, we've got a special bush for this movie.
Right. Oh, just wait till we get to the jungle. They got miles and miles of bushes, each one different and more opulent than the last. That's big studio money for you. So, we're gonna get into the exciting middle of The Most Dangerous Game. Anything before we get into it? Obviously, if you're just tuning in, they said the title. They said it. So
yeah, so we're not quite that far into it yet.
No, but the door's been opened now.
Right.
We're waiting. We're setting up. They're getting into it. We know what's coming. That's the man hunting is soon to begin. So yeah, we did break mid conversation, but you got to keep these breaks, pretty much even. So don't worry, they repeat the line, so it's not like, not like you're.
What I said was, it's the most dangerous game.
Yeah. So it's
anyway, like we were saying.
Well, yeah. So anyway, yeah, we knew people would probably pause it here. We had a fortune teller come in and tell us about these things called VHSs, and we knew that this thing called pause was going to be a big deal. So we knew this would be the spot. It's a third of the way into the movie. So yeah, I think Fresh, if you have it queued up.
Yes, sir.
All right, then we're going to get into the exciting middle of The Most Dangerous Game right now.
Dangerous game? You mean tigers?
Tigers? No.
He literally says it again.
The tiger has nothing but his claws and his fangs.
I heard some queer beast howling back there along the water. Was that it?
Suggestive. Really rubbing those teeth. Rubbing his temple.
Did he say that he got that scar
It's
from
no
a
use,
buffalo?
Rainsford. He won't tell.
I think so.
He won't even let you see his trophy room till he gets
He was
ready
eating
to
a lot of
take you on
wings.
the hunt of the great What's-it.
My one secret. I keep it as a surprise for my guests. Against the rainy day of boredom.
Listen, old boy, you let me in on that game and I'll bet you I go for it. You know, Rainsford, he
Let
hasn't
me in.
failed yet. If he says the thing is good, it is good. If you judge your liquor,
You're a man of
contract,
taste.
plays the piano, anything you want. He's a good host. And a good scout, eh, Count?
Yes.
You want me to go hunting? All right, you just say the word. We're pals. We'll have a big party, get cockeyed, and go hunting.
A completely civilized point of view.
Now, listen, I'll tell you what you do. You come to my place in the Adirondacks sometime, see? We'll have a private car, liquor and gals on the trip, and the guides will make the deers behave.
I think we'd better change the subject.
All right. Change the subject. Oh, I know. Play the piano, huh?
If you wish.
Yeah, gotta
Good
do
idea.
something to
Play the
pass the
piano.
time.
Now leave it to me and I'll fix everything.
Perhaps the Count doesn't want to play.
Now, there you go. It's just throwing cold water. Now, leave me alone. I know where the piano is. I'm perfectly sober.
A charming simplicity.
Completely civilized, did you say?
He talks of wine and women as a prelude to the hunt. We barbarians know that it is after the chase and then only that man revels.
It does seem a bit like cocktails.
Of course, as you know the saying of the Ogandi chieftains, hunt first the enemy, then the woman.
That's the savage's idea everywhere.
It is the natural instinct. What is woman? Even such a woman as this, until the blood is quickened by the kill.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. You Americans. One passion
He
builds
loves
upon
mocking
another.
him. I love
Kill.
it.
Then love. When you have known that, you will have known ecstasy.
Jesus.
Oh my God.
Introducing Zaroff, the keyboard king, in his Branca Island hour.
That's what they
Come
call
on,
you,
Count,
Fresh,
now you
right?
show 'em.
What do you suggest?
Keyboard.
Keyboard king.
I believe the term is keyboard warrior.
Just a good tune, see?
Doom, da doom, doom. About to sample this.
Over here. Oh shit.
Jeez.
I thought it was like 2 or 3. I didn't realize it was like
It isn't true about the launch
15.
repairs. I heard it leave the boathouse last night. It returned this morning.
You mean he's keeping you from returning to the mainland?
Yes.
Well, perhaps he enjoys the company of two very charming people.
2, maybe. There were 4 of us a week ago. The other 2 have disappeared.
What do you mean?
One night after dinner, the Count took one of our sailors down to see his trophy room.
What do you mean disappeared?
At the foot of those stone
that
steps.
That iron door?
Yes. 2 nights later, he took the other there. Neither has been seen since.
Have you asked him about them?
He says they've gone hunting. Oh, be careful. He's watching us. Will you smile as if I'd said something funny?
Don't
look here,
direct
you must
me.
be
I know
mistaken.
how
Not
to.
now. Applaud.
Boy.
Jesus.
Thank you.
What did I tell you? Smack some in ivory, eh, Rainsford?
It was splendid. Don't stop, please.
Now, I'm afraid we have failed to hold the full attention of our audience.
Well,
Oh, wow.
I expect it's rather difficult
guys
for Mr.
suck.
Rainsford to concentrate on anything after all he's been through.
Oh, my dear lady, you are pleading for yourself. I can see the drooping of those lovely eyes. Excuse me.
Lovely eyes.
Over there on the verre.
You know, the Count's worse than a family governess. Every night he sends us off to bed like naughty children.
Oh, no, my dear. No.
Worse than a governess.
Charming children.
Stupid.
There. You hear that, sis? Now trot along upstairs and don't bother us grown-ups anymore.
Well, after that, I guess I guess I'll have to go. Good night, Mr. Rainsford.
Good night. We'll be seeing each other at breakfast.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, sis. We won't be seeing each other at breakfast.
Oh, my dear Rainsford, I have been most inconsiderate. You must be feeling the need of sleep, too.
Yes, I am just about all in.
Then Ivan will show you to your room. Tu je kom naartoe.
There's no way that's real
Turn it
Russian.
early, please.
Don't worry. The Count will take care of me, all right.
Indeed I shall.
So villainous. Whoa! Ah! That was great.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night, sir. Sleep
Yeah, I
well.
wasn't expecting that.
No.
I don't understand the point of that shot.
Just to be dramatic. Just to show that they have a giant crane.
Oh, well, here's long
Well, we
life.
have to use the crane.
We have
Long
to use
life.
This is a pivotal moment.
Tell me, Mr. Trowbridge, are you also fatigued?
Tired? Me? You know I'm not. You know, Rainsford, we two are just alike. Up all night and sleep all day. Well, good night.
Just like a rock star.
Well, what are we gonna do, huh? What's the big idea?
I thought that perhaps tonight you would like to see my trophy room.
Your trophy room?
I'm sure you will find it most interesting.
Say, that's a great idea. Now we're pals.
shit.
No more secrets
Oh,
now, huh?
shit.
We'll make a night of it.
I hope so, Mr. Trowbridge.
Just you and I, pals.
Gonna
We'll
take
have
him down
fun
to the
together,
basement.
huh?
Precisely,
Wall him
yes.
up behind the...
Fun together.
Ah, boy, Connie, oh boy, Connie.
Wow, he's really hammered. He's not gonna get very far.
He's Hammett. H-A-M-I-T. Hammett.
Hammett. Hammett.
He's fucking Hammett, dude. See, that's how you knock.
Yeah.
Please let me come in.
She knows.
I'm sorry to disturb you, but I'm frightened.
What was it, those dogs?
My brother. I've been listening for hours for him to come upstairs. I've just gone to his room. He isn't there.
Well, he's probably somewhere with a Count.
That's just what I'm afraid of. Count Zaroff is planning something about my brother and me.
You don't really think anything's happened to your brother?
Oh, I don't know, but we've got to find him. Won't you help me?
He does not want to do
course I'll
anything.
help.
I love it.
No, yeah.
Where do you think he's gone?
Not my
Where
problem.
did the others go?
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine. I'm going back to bed now.
The iron door.
It's
I'll
2
meet you
a.m.
downstairs in 5 minutes.
Gotta
Yeah,
get some sleep.
if he's already, he's not gonna be more dead at 2 a.m. if he's already dead. So let me go back to sleep.
Look, let's just deal with this in the morning.
I
Okay?
think the best thing is for us to just both get some shut eye. We'll deal with it in the morning.
Boom, boom, boom.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Is that a mouse or a rat? We gotta get the rat czar up in here.
That's queer. Congratulations to the new rat czar.
Yeah. I'd like to extend our best wishes to the new New York City rat czar. Good luck.
Yeah, you've really got your work cut out for you.
Yeah. Hope you're ready to bash some rats.
Hope you've been practicing your flute.
Classic couple exploring the castle with the one candle.
you think the rat czar is going to like bring in thousands of cats?
Yeah, I think that's the only way to handle it. Yeah.
I think you gotta flood the city with cats and then
Zaroff, he's coming
get rid
down.
of all the rats.
Back here, quick!
I think that's the only thing you can do. Oh my god.
Whoa.
Holy shit. That is a mummified man. I think apparently that's they have more of that stuff in the longer cut, and a lot of it got excised. Heads in jars, heads on the walls.
Where's my brother?
They clearly went through a lot of
my
work
brother?
for this room.
Right.
You killed him.
Wow, astute observation.
Killed my brother.
Yeah, he sucked. He was drinking all my alcohol. What?
They're giving him the belt. He wins.
Give him the belt.
Come, my dear Rainsford. I don't want to treat you like my other guests. You and I, we are hunters.
So that's your most dangerous game.
Yes, my dear fellow, I intended to tell you last night, but you know Miss Trowbridge.
You hunted him like an animal.
Yeah, I know what you think, but you are wrong. He was sober and fit for sport when I sent him out.
Yeah, right.
An hour or two strapped up in here brought him to his senses.
You raving maniac!
Yes. I'll take it off. When we finish, the stupid fellow tried to escape through the swamps of Fog Hollow. You see, when I first began stocking my island, many of my guests thought I was joking. So I established this trophy room. I always bring them
You
here
tell he
before the
definitely
hunt.
comes out of the theater.
An hour with my trophies, and they usually do
He's
their
acting
best
for
to keep
all
away
the
from me.
people in the back.
Where do you get these poor devils?
Yeah, he's looking at everybody in the audience.
Dangerous reefs.
But there are light buoys to mark the safe channel.
They do not always mark it.
You shifted them.
Precisely right. Too bad your yacht should have suffered. But at least it brought us together.
You take half-drowned men from ships you've wrecked and drive them out to be hunted.
I give them every consideration. Good food, exercise, everything to get them in
You have to hold
shape.
this candelabra absolutely still.
Oh, no.
Don't move it.
It was super still.
I think it was sitting on top of something. He's just pretending to hold it.
A woodsman's knife and a full day's start.
I was wondering,
Why, I
dude. It was
even
like
wait
perfect.
until midnight to give them the full advantage of the dark. And if one eludes me only till sunrise, he wins the game.
Suppose he refuses to be hunted.
Jesus.
Ivan is such an artist with these.
Yikes.
Invariably, Mr. Rainsford, invariably they choose to hunt.
And when they win?
Nobody's ever.
Invariably.
To date, I have not lost. Oh, Rainsford, you'll find this game worth playing. When the next ship arrives, we'll have gorgeous sport together.
You murdering rat, I'm a hunter, not an assassin.
Come, Rainsford. Say you will hunt with me.
Hunt men?
Oh.
Say you will hunt with me.
I
That's
love
very
that.
Lugosi.
Yeah.
Look at that.
No.
What do you think I am?
No.
One I fear who dare not follow his own convictions to their logical conclusion. I'm afraid in this instance, Mr. Rainsford, you may have to follow them.
What do you mean?
Yeah, it's.
I shall not wait for the next
Kind of
ship.
hard to do anything that looks like Lugosi
4 o'clock.
and not
The sun is just
pale in
rising.
comparison to Lugosi.
Come, Mr. Rainsford. Let us not waste time.
Lugosi would have killed this. You know he would have killed it.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he was doing White Zombie at the same time.
Come on.
Well, this guy's still pretty good.
Oh, yeah, no, he's killing it.
I like his pants. I guess these are the loose hunting clothes.
Yeah, his look way more loose.
Real loose.
Less creepy than Lugosi. I agree.
Yeah, this guy's more like a cartoon villain. Lugosi's more like an actual creep.
Yes, that's actually perfect. Yeah, that's a great way to put it.
No, Miss Trowbridge. Outdoor chess. His brain against mine. His woodcraft
outdoor
against
chess.
mine. And the prize?
The prize?
You may recall what I said last evening. Only after the kill does man know the true ecstasy of love.
Suppose you lose.
This guy is making it very obvious he cannot get aroused unless he murders something.
Yeah, giving off real Ted Bundy vibes for sure.
I'm going with you.
No.
Yeah.
Not at all. One does not kill a female animal.
He's like, why would you want women before you kill
I can easily
something?
recapture her alive.
All right. I'll take her with me then. We'll set him a trail he'll remember.
Why does he have that belt on still? I don't get it.
It's only fair to advise you against Fog Hollow.
Yeah, I thought this was very shortly after what just happened until I realized it was daytime. So he just wore it all night, I guess.
Yeah.
He just likes the way it feels.
Oh, he was oh, it's got handcuffs on it.
Lose your nerve. Just fancy handcuffs.
We beat this thing.
The others didn't.
We will.
What's the point?
I have no clue. Maybe sizing?
Come on, let's get going.
Excellent.
Oh my God.
He is overdoing it, but that's
that's part of the fun.
Theater.
Yeah. Exactly.
It seems as though we've come miles.
Yeah. Well, 3 hours doesn't take you far in this jungle. Come on, let's keep going. Come on.
Yeah, that's for sure a jungle.
Yeah, in this jungle and not a soundstage.
Just a little more of this. Then easy downhill
Look
going.
at all this exotic
Soon be safe.
vegetation.
That's how you climb over a tree. It's just rock solid at the top.
Wow. Beautiful.
No wonder he was so sure. This island's no bigger than a deer park.
Oh, Bob!
Okay.
Come on now.
It's no bigger than a
What are we going to do?
Yeah, it's no bigger than a bottle of
We
water.
didn't each live through a shipwreck.
Damn it.
We'll let this crazy manhunter worry us.
God, Evan
I should
won
have
out.
come with you.
Evan got it
You might
first.
beat him if you were alone.
Alone? And leave you here with that savage?
Comedy, the most dangerous
Not a
game.
chance. Now we've got to think of something to worry him.
Oh, you'd never get near him. He'd shoot on sight.
Weapons aren't everything in the jungle. Say, did you notice that leaning tree down there?
The one we just passed?
Yes. Come on, I want to show you something.
And that is going to take us to our second break.
What's he gonna show this lady
What is
behind
it?
the fallen tree?
I'm not even gonna say it. I know exactly what you're trying to set up for, and I'm not gonna be the one to do it. Yeah, so we all know what he's doing. We all know what they're gonna do back there. So that was the exciting middle of the most dangerous game. if you didn't need it spelled out anymore, Fresh just went ahead and did it for you. Thank you, Fresh. Yeah, that really drives the point home. That's amazing. That's perfect. So, what do we think of the middle of The Most Dangerous Game?
Things are heating up.
They are. This is wrapping up quickly.
Yeah, how much movie is left? Because it feels like we've gone quite a while, and we're not really into the action yet.
Another 20 minutes. So we've watched 40 minutes. There's 20 minutes left.
Okay, so this action movie, we're not going to get any action until the third act, but that's okay.
That's all right. Yeah, maybe I oversold action and the action here. I mean, that boat crash and explosion was pretty cool, and then people getting eaten by sharks all in the first 10 minutes.
It started strong.
Started pretty action packed. Yeah, like ramped when I'm lamped up. Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I mean it definitely started action packed, and then we've gotten a bunch of Zaroff being Zaroff. That's it's definitely chewing up as much scenery as possible. It's fun. You gotta appreciate that kind of commitment at this time. At least you're trying to compete with Lugosi. And that's the thing I think I'm really appreciating here is the elaborate camera work and some of the really well composed shots and the lighting. I mean, I definitely can tell that this is a big budget production. Like this probably had almost I think Frankenstein was made for 150-60,000. I think this was 220, 30, 40, something like that. So I mean, that extra 50, 60, 70,000 goes a long way.
Isn't it crazy what you can do when you have a bunch of money?
Yeah. Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, you can hunt people on your private island.
Well, if you've learned anything. And I mean, that's essentially what the whole story is about, is that it's kind of criticizing, kind of rich elitists who, obviously madmen, but this, like I've said earlier, the story has been adapted so many times, and that's kind of the through point, is that there's some very rich madman, and they change up the nationality depending on what's going on at the time. So in 1945 they did a remake of this called A Game of Death, and he's a German, he's a Nazi because it was 1945. So and then in the 50s they did one called Run for the Sun, and I think he's German or Russian or something. And then they made a variation. They made a couple variations. There's a one in the 70s called The Woman Hunt. That's pretty self-explanatory. Definitely a drive-in exploitation grindhouse movie.
Yeah, more like The Most Dangerous Dame.
Oh, yeah, that's
very
good. Yes, 100%. But the two trailers that we're gonna see during the break are for some later adaptations. The first, and they're very loose. So the first is from 1982, and it's called Turkey Shoot. But don't let that title fool you. It is it takes place in a futuristic society where poor people are being hunted by rich people on an island.
Oh
and,
my God.
It was made in Australia by this director named Brian Trenchard Smith, and it's very
in the far-flung year of 2015 on Epstein Island.
Yeah, so that's essentially the plot. But I think this actually belongs to a genre at the time which was called Ozploitation, and that was exploitation movies that came out of Australia. So this is, I think this was a big time Australian exploitation film. And it's got a good reputation, but you'll see like there's a very clear Zaroff character like in that trailer. And then the second trailer that we're going to show, we'll have our audio on for it just to make sure we're within the bounds of fair use because it's a little newer. It's from 1994. And it's a movie called Surviving the Game, which stars Ice-T as this guy who's being hunted by a bunch of rich white people, including Gary Busey and some other colorful characters. And it's very much a 90s movie trailer of a very action heavy thriller kind of a film. It looks like more thriller. And it's just very ridiculous. You know, anything with Gary Busey and Ice-T, I mean, come on. It's a match made in heaven. But so yeah, we're gonna see the trailers for Turkey Shoot and Surviving the Game, and then when we come back, we'll get into the exciting conclusion of The Most Dangerous Game. So stick around. We'll be right back.
It is 1995.
Open season!
Hunting is the national sport, and people are the prey. The world is ruled by a strict regime.
They're going to make obedient little citizens out of us.
Who are?
Society.
What do you mean?
Step out of line, and they take you to the funny farm. You could die laughing.
All you have to do is lead my guests on a chase for one day. A little sport.
You're going to kill us?
Not necessarily. You might survive.
Is everybody ready?
Come on, you big piece of shit.
You come to me.
I'm the one you can't break. I'm what you've been afraid of all your life.
I'm afraid of nothing.
You're afraid of failing.
And now, my little flower. Yes, I'm gonna taste your honey.
But it's less the size of one's gun that counts, or the skill with which it's used.
Ah! Don't you kill him, Jennifer! He's my target. This is Thatcher. The hunt is over. Shoot on sight, shoot to kill.
Let me go with you.
No way.
Please take me with you. Don't leave me here.
The hunters and the hunted. The quick and the dead.
Oh, shit! Oh!
Who will survive the blood and thunder shocker of the year?
Mike's on. All right.
Michael. The Michael's hot.
So again, Surviving the Game 1994.
Why would you want to kill yourself? Maybe I like ideas. When I die for that. If someone offered you a good job, would you be interested? What kind of job you talking?
I just realized we turned our bikes on.
Out of the wilderness.
Yes.
Sure. Oh, sure.
Yeah, courage. I can say it.
I would like you to meet our new hunting guide, Mason. Here's a toast to the hunters and a prayer.
Gary Busey in his prime.
The hunt. Rowing and hunting while we use ugly is less than ugly.
Come on, Mason!
I don't take any part in this.
I want you!
I don't want no part in this.
If you make it to civilization, you live.
So I don't know if this was Ice-T pre-Law
May God have mercy.
I guess just
Well, yeah,
still when he was
There's a rap sweatshirt in this.
Sister Mason! Sense smell.
Everybody out of the cabin!
Ah!
Dear God.
Well done, bitch.
knows he's going to die someday.
Don LaFontaine, look at that.
But today, he's not in the mood.
This trailer wouldn't be complete without Don LaFontaine there.
A man who has nothing to lose. Rudyard Howard, Charles W., Gary Busey, F. Murray Abraham, and Ice-T. Surviving the Game. Directed by Ernest Dickerson.
And we are back. So those were the trailers for two later loose adaptations of The Most Dangerous Game, Turkey Shoot and Surviving the Game. And, I mean, anything with Gary Busey running at the camera looking like a maniac's you're in for a good time. Although, Gary Busey, obviously in real life, not a decent person. But
if Gary Busey invites you to his cabin, do not accept.
No. I think he's facing some very serious accusations currently. So we won't even give Gary Busey.
We're not allowed to comment on ongoing affairs.
No. But
I did not know that.
Yeah. There's a whole incident.
He's going to be really Gary busy with all of his courtroom.
All his time in the courtroom. I'm sure. That's but Ice-T, surviving the game. You think he survives? You think?
I wonder if our guy tonight will survive.
What do you think? I mean, again, Rainsford is a renowned hunter. Zaroff knew who he was before he even got there. So you would think if anybody could survive The Most Dangerous Game.
I think if this was a 70s movie, that the guy would die, but then the girl would kill the Russian guy.
Yeah. Probably like some explosives in the mix at some point.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. As the Turkey Shoot trailer demonstrated, which I don't, didn't see too much of, but a lot of explosions and people shooting things.
Yeah, that's what I'm expecting from this movie. I want a lot of action. They got 20 minutes to meet my
pack it
expectation.
in. Yeah. We'll see what they can do. Again, and there's another adaptation that we haven't talked about yet. We'll talk more about it later because we'll get to know it a little more intimately down the road. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it after the exciting conclusion of The Most Dangerous Game. So Evan, you think you think Rainsford's gonna you think he's gonna get Zaroff's head and add it to his trophy collection?
Yeah, that he also has. We don't know that he doesn't have one.
I mean, every hunter does. So I mean, when you start adding people to the wall, that's just that's your prerogative, I guess. Unfortunately. So, Zaroff, the brief glimpses we got of the heads in Zaroff's trophy room they're pretty gruesome, honestly. They look good.
Yeah, he's been at this for a while, I guess.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he said he lost his passion for hunting, right? It was the only thing he loved in the world. He had to get it back. How do you get it back? You hunt the most dangerous game.
Hunt a lot of the most dangerous game. It's a lot of people.
Yeah, he's been
to him. This is just another Tuesday.
Again, the original preview cut of this ran 75 minutes, something like that. It's like it ran almost 16 minutes longer than the cut that we're watching tonight. And apparently there was a lot more and maybe we'll see a little more later, but there was apparently a great deal in Zaroff's trophy room of heads on the walls and heads in jars and all these things, and it got cut. So, kind of.
That's how it goes. You make all these heads and all these jars, and they don't even make it into the movie.
Yeah, apparently there was like a whole bunch of other, like maybe some other sequences, other cast members that were cut. Apparently there was an early appearance by young Creighton Chaney, aka Lon Chaney Jr., as I guess a sailor on the boat that crashed in the beginning. There are all these other people that apparently were also sailors, and either while the movie was being made or after it had been produced, that stuff was cut. And so, no Lon Chaney Jr., unfortunately. That would have been a nice little surprise, but we'll take what we get. I didn't mention that I haven't talked about one of the other director of tonight's movie, Irving Pitchell, who was makes a memorable appearance in the real sequel, the first sequel to the original Dracula's Daughter. He plays the assistant to Dracula's daughter, and he's very goth and very because he was an actor and a director. So it's just always an interesting thing when you can, you have that skill, you can operate between both worlds. And it's a memorable appearance in Dracula's Daughter, which Renfield is come out this weekend. So, the director of Renfield said Renfield is the proper sequel to Dracula, but go see Dracula's Daughter. That's a pretty good sequel. It picks up where the other one left off. It's definitely a sequel. It's just no Lugosi, so it's kind of sad.
Yeah, be the judge for yourself. Which one's the real sequel?
Well, when you have Nick Cage in your movie, it's kind of hard when he's when the baton is going right, when the baton is going from Bela Lugosi to Nick Cage. I mean, that's something I want to tune into. That's a nice little connection of universes. And so definitely check out Dracula's Daughter. But that was one of the guy who was in that.
Dude, don't look now, but check out Dracula's Daughter.
Whoa, you won't believe what she's up to. Scandalous.
Oy, oy, oy.
Yeah. No, it was. There was some pretty scandalous stuff. It's a horny movie for sure. But yeah. So the co-director of tonight's film played Xander in that. Xandor, I think that's the assistant's name. But yeah, it's weird.
Zonder.
I don't. Yeah, Zonder.
Zonder.
Hard on. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know why they needed two. That's the one thing in all my research about tonight's film, I couldn't find out why they had two directors for this film. I don't know why they needed Schoedsack and Pitchell, but they have two directors. So, you'd think that'd be something that the facts, all the, IMDb or AFI or TCM would cover, but they don't. They just had two directors. That wasn't really a common thing at the time, and especially like once the Directors Guild became a thing, like having multiple directors credited is like it's apparently a whole thing.
It's a faux pas.
A whole bunch of arbitration has to happen and all these things.
You can't have two.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Coen brothers. For the longest time, they said that, like, okay, only one of you can be credited, even though you're really both directing this.
All right, so fight it out.
Yeah, so they would, like, kind of switch off who would take, like, editor, maybe editor and director, or maybe director and producer. I can't remember which, but they'd kind of, like, I know they also edit their own films as well. That's the thing. I mean, with guilds and Hollywood and all that, there's all these rules, but that's a whole other stream. That's the the Hollywood Business Stream, which was Sundays, Sundays at 8 a.m.
Sunrise service.
Sunrise service. So, but yeah, I think we're gonna get into the exciting conclusion of The Most Dangerous Game. Fresh, if you have it queued up.
Oh man.
How are you feeling?
I don't think
Fresh?
you're ready for it, dude. I don't think you're ready for the exciting conclusion of The Most Dangerous Game. I don't think you can handle it.
God. Jeez, dude. Hang on.
Are you sure you're ready? Are you sure you're prepared?
Oh man.
And I'm going to take that as a yes.
Have you got the mouse, Fresh?
What? The what?
Bro. You are too much. Whoa. That's why he's called Fresh Rogan right there. It's that laugh. And the echo sells it. That's actually really beautiful.
I think Fresh is in another dimension.
He's finally crossed over. It
Well,
was about time.
He's in a better place.
I think so. Well, Fresh, enjoy the other side. And I think what we're gonna do, we're gonna enjoy. Oh, I'm sorry. Are you
We're
speaking?
getting a message from the other side.
It's either the other side or it's the PA system in the bus station. Which is it? I'm not sure. I can't tell. It's one or the other.
Party from track 5.
Yep, I knew it was the PA system. They're
Yellow line, departing from track 5.
See, this is where you need the train whistle. I mean, you just the slide whistle just doesn't cut it. That's good. I
That's
like that.
close enough.
The
right?
train, yeah, it works. It's the same kind of work.
It's submarine train.
Right. It's like the train in tonight's cartoon.
Yeah.
It was basically
It
a
goes
submarine
underwater.
as well. Right. Well, Fresh, if you can
With the lopsided wheels.
Oh, he's back. Yeah, with the lopsided wheels.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, Fresh. I think if you're ready, I want to take that as a yes. Then we're gonna get into.
I already started it, dude. I'm already watching.
Damn it! I should have known. You're
done,
just trying
bro.
to get ahead of us. You just want to spoil it, like you love to do. Go ahead. All right. Well, then Evan and I'll catch up, and we'll get into the exciting conclusion of The Most Dangerous Game right now.
You see? If that supporting branch were cut away, this fallen tree would make a perfect melee deadfall.
A melee deadfall? What's that?
A man-killing contraption the natives use. It'd stop that madman, all right.
Oh,
It takes
yes.
quite a few hours to build.
A melee
He said he wouldn't
deadfall.
follow till midnight.
That's right.
My favorite
You help me, I
GameCube
think
game.
we'll have time. Come on, we'll cut some strong vine.
There. Almost ready. This bracelet of yours makes a fine guide ring for my necktie.
He'll have been on his way almost an hour.
Resourceful.
Look out. Don't touch that trip line. You'll have a
Gotcha, Fresh.
2-ton tree.
Gotcha,
on your back.
Fresh.
Jungle wood's as heavy as iron.
Will it really work?
Never known a living thing to get by one yet. Look here. You touch that trip line, you'll pull that trigger free. Once that's loose, there's nothing to keep the log from coming down.
That Zaroff,
Crash
he's
down and
such
kill
an
anything
idiot.
underneath.
He's a Russian. He's gonna fall for this trap right away. Fool.
They should put a little bit of like cheese or maybe some peanut butter like right under the tree.
Just a little bit of bait.
Let them come.
Well, howdy.
Oh, howdy, partner. Better.
You're crackly, but I think it'll go away. We good. I wouldn't want you to sound all low quality and lo-fi.
No, we wouldn't want that. God, that is an elaborate weapon.
He knows. Someone's tried this before.
Nice try.
Well, that was our only.
Whoa! Damn, that was good.
Yeah, that's crazy. So what's Plan B?
I think it's like the thing they banned in Texas.
That's right.
I'll not bungle this shop.
Very good. That's very good.
But surely you don't think that anyone who has hunted leopards would follow you into that ambush? Oh, very well. If you choose to play the leopard, I shall hunt you like a leopard.
Well, he's just basically giving them an out. He knew they were there. Just let them go.
Yeah, but it's the thrill of the hunt.
That's what counts.
These guys obviously play the game. I obviously don't play the game. I'm like the drunk guy. I'd be dead like that.
You just lost the game, Garrett.
How long do you think that drunk guy lasted out here?
Like 20 minutes tops. Yeah.
He was just like drunk, hanging outside the door where they let him out at. Like he didn't even run away.
Right.
Just like slumped against the wall, drunk off his ass.
Why did he go?
He's playing with us, like a cat with a mouse.
What do you mean?
You heard him say he'd hunt us as he'd hunt a leopard. It means he's gone for his high-powered rifle.
His rifle. Oh, Bob, we must get away from here. Run, quick.
Eve, wait.
Eve, wait.
No, I tell you, no!
Don't stop. No.
Wait. That's Fog Hollow ahead.
Fog, not Fog Hollow.
We haven't a chance of keeping ahead of him there.
But there's no place else to run.
That's just what he's counting on. We've got 2 hours till dawn. We've got to use our brains instead of our legs.
But he'll have his rifle.
And we'll have a man trap. Look.
This is built like a video game level. It's like one path everywhere.
Dang.
Like the island like wraps back.
Zaroff falls down there. You'll be all through hunting. Quick, gather some leaves and grass. I'll cut some rocks.
Yeah, they're gonna keep walking and come back to the castle.
Oh shit. That's a beautiful shot. I mean, he can do. That knife can take him a long way. Get a lot done with that knife. This is seems like too easy of a trap. Oh shit, when did he switch to a gun? Oh, he said he'd hunt him like a leopard, right?
Yeah.
That's what he meant?
I guess.
Shit. What? That was a good one.
This feels like Home Alone if the robbers were competent.
Yeah. If they just came in with guns like they should have in the first place, it would have. Yeah, Home Alone would have ended a lot.
Instead of all these childish traps.
Right. They just, you know, pull their guns out. And suddenly, Kevin's not throwing paint cans around anymore. I don't think.
Look at your watch. Are you looking at it?
Still half an hour till sunrise.
Swamp or no swamp, we can keep ahead of them that long.
As you are doubtless saying, the odds are against me. You have made my rifle useless in the fog.
Rifle. See, I can't roll my R's like that. Nope, can't do it. Nice. Uh-oh. Release the hounds.
So it was him.
Yep, all the
age-old question to answer. It was him.
That's definitely a matte painting, but I love it.
It still is good. Gotta take a pit.
Smart. Well, at least it'll stop a couple of them dogs. So apparently the actor playing Zaroff got bit on the butt by a couple of these Great Danes. That was I've read that fact a couple times. I don't know if that's true. That's what they said. Ooh. That's great. Let's just swim for it. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying it this whole time. You guys go first. I'll come in. I'll come in after. Oh, damn, brutal. Wow, just right on by, walk on by, dick.
Yeah, that's what made him a dick.
Yep. Just that. God, all these dolly shots through the swamp. Wah!
Oh my god. This part of the island's in Florida.
That's definitely a real alligator. Look at that. Can't do that nowadays. Definitely in King Kong a lot.
If they crossed over to Terabithia, like
Yeah,
part
that's
of
what it
the
is. It's
island
the
are we
bridge
on?
to Terabithia. That's right.
We've jumped into Jurassic Park.
Those animals I cornered. Now I know how they felt.
Like the guy said at the beginning. The theme has come full circle. Yep, let's just take we can just walk up this hill instead of climbing vine. Let me just chop at some random brush here. Go dog! Oh
no!
Oh shit! You gotta love that, like those straight on angles, man. Some POV. Why is there always like this near a waterfall? Like there's just a little like cave that you can.
It's perfectly sized to walk into.
Never fails. In every movie waterfall. Almost every movie waterfall. Oh shit. Oh my god. Oh shit. Oh dang. He just thanks. She got another one. We got another one for you. Oh. Son of a bitch. He is really upset.
My dogs.
He's not upset about the dogs. He wanted to kill that guy.
Oh.
He's upset the guy went over the edge. Yikes. Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't think they get. I didn't think it. Whoa. Now that's not real, is it? Those weren't stop motion birds.
Real.
You can't do stop motion birds.
They animated that.
That was good.
Yeah, they put it in Blender, put the birds in.
Ahmed, Miss Trowbridge, bring her here. Now.
Miss Drawbridge? Is that what it said?
Yep, Miss Drawbridge.
Why are you always acting so guarded with me, Miss Drawbridge?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to pay a toll to continue this conversation.
under the drawbridge. It's called a moat.
Gotcha, bitch.
How's that for a little callback?
Ooh.
My dear Rainsford, I congratulate you. You have beaten me.
Ooh.
Not yet.
Oh, but of course I insist. Why, you're not even wounded.
You hit the dog, not me. I took a chance and went over with him.
Smart.
A clever trick, Rainsford. I cheerfully admit defeat.
Yeah, right.
Here's the key of the boathouse.
Scoundrel. You're not going to give up
The
that
door is in the trophy room. You and Miss Trowbridge may leave at once.
No!
Damn, that gun had a high capacity magazine. Oh my god! They're just
take a real fight.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And you want to talk about some WrestleMania?
Yeah. We've got an acute case of WrestleMania.
Yep. 1, 2, 3. Jesus! Give it a backbreaker.
Oh my god.
That's ridiculous.
And my favorite part about wrestling is when they just kill each other.
And these are definitely not stunt doubles either. Not at all. Oh. Milk it. Milk it. Oh no. One of Zaroff's assistants is getting away. Not, definitely not, oh shit, he's
the boat,
alive.
quick.
Where was he? Oh, he's getting that knife, that dagger. That's a fucking... Nice. That guy knows how to take a fall, obviously. That was good.
Yeah. Love that ledge.
That was intense. Oh my god, there's a car here?
Hey, I just took a fall.
Oh, it's a boat.
Oh, I swear. That's great. Oh shit, that's right. Of course, that's how this ends.
Impossible.
Milk it, milk it. Oh, you're not gonna show him getting eaten by the dogs? Oh, come on now. I bet you they cut that from the final print.
Well, I mean, this is pre-code. They could have showed it.
They could have showed something. Never forget in White Zombie when they were when Bela Lugosi got thrown off that castle and his body just hit the rocks and got swept out to sea. That was the most dangerous game. So what did we think, boys? Fresh was obviously excited. He just had to empty his clip. What do we think?
I expected him to be more of an outdoorsman and not so much of a really fancy guy that just rigged a game so he could feel like he was hunting.
Yeah, no, definitely an aristocrat.
Yeah, he's not quite the guy from Jumanji.
No, definitely not. Does not have the tan khaki
he's
suit.
just like a rich asshole.
Yeah, pretty much. Picking on people. I mean, again, that was my favorite part, was him mocking.
That really was good.
Like, oh my god, get out. It was real. That was really real.
He ad-libbed those lines. He was just making fun of the other actor.
He probably was. He probably was.
On his debut
his
film.
First movie,
he's
right.
breaking character to make fun of the other actors.
He knows he's got to make an impression. He's got to steal the show.
Look, I'm going to go in and be a huge jerk, then everybody will love me.
They're going to love it. I mean, I think he had a pretty decent career. I mean, again, not really many other horror movies, but I mean, he was good. Yeah, I mean, he was a good villain. I mean, if you can't get Lugosi and you can't get Karloff and you can't get Lionel Atwell, then Leslie Banks is pretty good. I keep almost saying Leslie Howard, who is he is a blonde British actor who was in Gone with the Wind and all these other things. And some about men with the name Leslie. It's just hard for me, you get all the last names confused at a certain point. But this again, and I don't know. That's where I think they must have filmed the scene with him getting eaten by the dogs. He got bit on the butt by the dogs in a scene.
Yeah, so I guess they would have had to have been around him at some point.
Right, because I mean, for the most part, they were on leashes or they were running ahead of him. But maybe at some point, one of them got loose and just gave him a big old bite. And apparently, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the dog owner was like, "These dogs don't bite."
Oh,
which that's
of course,
kind of a
that's what the dog owner always says.
Yeah, and that's kind of a
that's the owner of every dog who's ever bitten anyone ever.
Yeah.
I get. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess it's a more. I always think of there's a Pink Panther.
It's friendly. Doesn't bite.
There's a Pink Panther movie where that's a gag. It's Inspector Clouseau. Peter Sellers. There's this dog in this hotel lobby. So he asked the guy at the front desk, "Does your dog bite?" And he's like, "No." The hotel guy's like, "No." So Inspector Clouseau goes to pet the dog, and the dog just fucking chomps at his hand. So, "I thought you said your dog doesn't bite." And the hotel clerk looks at it, and he's like, "That is not my dog." And I was like,
wow.
Classic. You gotta love that. You gotta love that old school humor, isn't it? Isn't it something? I mean, tonight's
gets him every time.
Tonight's film was definitely an example of old school horror, very much going off atmosphere. And I mean, I think obviously with the bigger budget here, they're also going off of, interesting camera movement and interesting angles. And I mean, when the dogs, the low angles of the dogs running were pretty wild.
Yeah. A lot of movement. There was a lot of dolly work in this movie.
Yeah, that chase sequence must have gone on for
I mean, that was pretty cool though.
Over 5 minutes. Yeah.
The POV stuff.
Yeah,
going
that was
through the vegetation. I thought that was kind of neat.
That was definitely a highlight. I was I mean, I feel like I must have seen some little bit of that in a preview of this at a certain point, but I mean, I hadn't actually watched that sequence, and so those shots were just perfect with that whole bit because like you said, okay, where's the action? And it's it's a lot of people running from people. You whether you consider that action or not. When there's just movement and very little dialogue, That's action, baby. Moving. They were moving. So yeah, I mean that, as far as pre-code, there wasn't really anything. Again, if this was the cut version, we wouldn't see anything overtly scandalous. But an 85 or a 75-minute version of this movie certainly, probably included some more unacceptable content for the production code. But we take what we can get here on the Scream Stream. So a good example of pre-code horror from a studio, a major studio. So that was The Most Dangerous Game. And next week we are interrupting our main schedule because we're going to take it back to the realm of exploitation films. Next Friday is 4/21. So I feel we would be remiss if we didn't make some reference to, obviously, 420 is a big it is a big cultural touchstone for, obviously, stoners, but also in pop culture. It's kind of an opportunity to recognize that drug films as an exploitation subgenre have kind of always been around. So we're going to be watching a film from the same man who directed Maniac, which we saw a couple weeks ago, and it's called Marijuana. It's spelled with a J. No, with an H.
With an H, right?
Juana, sorry. It is spelled with a J. In this title, it's spelled with an H. So we're watching Marijuana and kind of, again, looking at more of these exploitation drug films, which honestly is a pretty big genre. When we watched Maniac, we saw a trailer for Marijuana, we saw a trailer for Narcotic, we saw a trailer for Reefer Madness, of course. And next 420 won't be close to any episode that we're doing in the next couple years. So even though it's a day after, feel like you gotta have a 420 special. This is a 421 special.
Close enough.
And again, we're talking about just the pop culture. We are not partaking or doing any drugs on this show. This is not that kind of show. We don't do that. That's not our bag on this show. That's a future show that hasn't been invented yet. But it just depends on the future. I'll leave it vague Criswellian at that. But next week we'll be watching Marijuana, and it should be interesting. I haven't seen that one. I've seen Reefer Madness many times, and it is awful, in a fun way, of course. But we will see what Marijuana is all about. I'm sure it'll be full of scandalous content. So look forward to watching that. Next Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern, we will be watching another episode of Lights Out on Wednesday. What episode is it? I don't know. It's a surprise. Again, last week's episode was okay, compared to the other episodes we've seen so far. It wasn't quite as thrilling, but it was still all right. It's still, again, like tonight's film. Yeah, weirdly like tonight's film. A lot of camera work and a lot of other things they're doing to try to make it interesting. Trying to give atmosphere, trying to milk that production design for all it's worth. So let's see what we can dig up with Lights Out next week. See if we get a good old fashioned spine tingler lined up. Like The Martian Eyes. You couldn't beat that, honestly. That was really good. That may be a hard bar to surpass, but we'll see. So thanks everybody so much for joining us tonight. You can go find us over on the socials at Scream Stream Show. Catch our past episodes on YouTube over at Scream Stream Show. Find me over on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter at Spakenstein. Instagram at Garrett Spake. Mr. Fresh Rogan is over on the socials at Fresh Rogan. Find Mr. Evan Sink over on Twitter at Caligari Cursed. Anything before we sign off tonight, boys? Any final thoughts?
If the hunter said that he wasn't gonna shoot the lady, why didn't the guy just hide behind her?
Think about that.
That would have been a pro strat.
Yeah, I would have. Astute observation, boys.
That's a little pro tip for you.
Yeah. If the villain offers you an out, take it. I think if we've learned
and don't
anything.
save any spiders. Don't save them. They'll come back 10 times as strong and kill you.
Yeah, Evan, don't save spiders.
I'm just practicing my Renfield.
Yeah. That is amazing. All right. Well, until next week, sweet screams, everybody.
And to all a good fright.